Hey, welcome back to the Passive Buddies podcast. In today's episode, we are covering how to make money with a small podcast. And of course, I would not be doing this without my co-host, Brandon Duff, who is here with us on a podcast, ironically. A podcast still worth doing.
It definitely is. I mean, I love podcasts. I've had a podcast in the past, and I was always by myself, and I was super bored. And what's nice is I get to wake up every morning, not every morning, but every Wednesday to your shining face, to talk about and give value to our amazing audience. So we're definitely growing every single day, and you can still make money from a podcast, even if you have a small following. And so we're going to go over some of those strategies today. Why don't you take it away, Brian?
Ooh. So that was actually you giving me a compliment. Thank you so much. Actually, the last couple, it's been me on you. So it's nice to get something back. So how do we make money with a small podcast? Like, it doesn't matter how big your audience is, it's how intent and niche down they are. Like, if they are a buying audience, like if there's 100 people, but they're all buyers, then you've got 100 people to sell to. If you've got a huge audience, but 1% buy, and that equates to less than 100 people, then you're probably going to want the 100 people podcast, aren't you? Which is actually classed as a small podcast. So, for instance, the first way you can do it is you can get sponsorships for your podcast. So if you're talking about something specific, and they want you to obviously mention their name, like they sponsor episodes. So it could be a case of like, we're talking about podcasting today. So we could get, like, if we approached it, we could get some podcast softwares that obviously help you release, edit, and publish your podcast. We could get a sponsorship from one of those. And it'd be, hey, this episode today is sponsored by Captivate. It's not, guys, but like that would be, and you mentioned Captivate FM, links below, all that type of thing. And you can get paid to produce an episode specific on in and around their business, software, etc. It doesn't have to be like biased. It just has to be a good piece of content. Like, if it's an honest piece of content about something that is related, that they've obviously wanted you to sponsor post about, then 100% always make it unbiased. Always give it your personal opinion, because that's what they're paying for. If you don't like it, tell them. And they might not like you for it, but at the end of the day, don't become, if you are going to take sponsorships, don't become just a paid monkey. Okay, it's right. Still about keeping that credibility. So that's my take on sponsorships, and obviously you can go and get them. You'd be very surprised how easy it is to go and get them. What's your take on sponsorships, buddy?
Yeah, so Jake Tran, I don't know if you guys know Jake Tran. He is a YouTube documentary kind of YouTuber, and he has a lot of sponsorships. And he typically, like you said, don't be a paid monkey. He literally would talk about a scam and how, like, trading bots are a scam, and then he would literally have a sponsor for trading bots, but like would say, oh, but this one isn't a scam. And so don't make sure that you have products that will resonate with your audience, and not just pitching everything that is just paying you money. Like, actually do something that is going to bring value to your audience, and not just accept any kind of payment. I think that sponsorships are a great way to build recurring income on a monthly basis. If they're getting a benefit from new signups for whatever product they have, versus them not getting anything. If you can't have it a win-win-win for the sponsor, your audience, and yourself, then it's probably not the best choice in doing that. Because I think that I know that it has to be a win-win-win for it to work out for everybody. Because if it's not benefiting you, there's no reason to do it. If it's not benefiting your audience, then they're not going to buy. And if they're not going to buy, it's not going to be valuable to the sponsorship or sponsor. So make sure that you have a win-win-win all around, and that there's sticking power to it, because you don't want to just have them sign up for a week or a month or whatever, and then they fall off because the product is bad. Because then that's going to be bad on you, because you're not when the product's bad, so that your audience isn't going to be happy. So make sure that that product is actually good and you're not actually just shelling out anything and everything because you are trying to get sponsored.
Yeah, I think that's crucial. I think like going back to an experience of mine, like listening to podcasts and stuff. I remember listening to, it was the Wolf's Den, like Jordan Belfort's one, and he has a section in his episodes where he does like a sell, like no matter. And do you know what? Like some of the products, like you'd look at it and go, it was basically just him showing that he could sell, like showing off his sales skills. But like obviously these would be like sponsored and etc. Like and he'd talk these up, and it just became like so salesy and slimy that I was like, it actually turned me off watching those episodes. So I actually don't watch that podcast anymore. And because like that little break where it's like, oh, and these headphones are like, oh, if you don't buy these headphones, that's my really bad American accent. And I was like, that is just shocking. Like, and you know he doesn't wear them, like he doesn't like use them, or like for instance, like if we were to like go out and get some sponsorships, that'd be like Zapier would be a huge one, because obviously we absolutely love Zapier, like Go High Level, like those type of things, like we use on a daily basis, and we absolutely love. We couldn't like use our business without them. So like those are the type of things that obviously we talk about on a daily basis. That obviously if we got a sponsorship for it, but hey, yeah, cool. But a case of like just taking anything like, oh, I use a whiteboard pen. Oh, these I don't even know how to pronounce the fucking name, so I can't even do a sponsor post about the pen. But like, yeah, taking a look at that and making sure you take on sponsors that are relevant to your niche and something that you can actually be passionate about. Let's move on to the next one. Hit me.
Yeah, so we probably do this quite a bit, which is affiliate marketing links. And so, for instance, we've talked about how to create a course completely from scratch and how we would do that. We talked about how we would market research, we'd pre-sale, and we would then set up a funnel to actually see that people would buy and pre-sell it, because we want to make sure that we can pre-sell it. And so when we talk about on that podcast, we talked about we would use like, just like you mentioned earlier about high level, we would mention like ClickFunnels. And so we would say there's a link down below. And so having those links in your description of your podcast and telling people to check out the links down below is a great way to add recurring or a affiliate link to bring in more money for your business. And it's not like we're trying to sell it. It's just we mentioned tools that we use and how to actually use those tools in our business and recommend those products to other people. We actually had a podcast a couple of days ago or last week, whenever this podcast was aired, and we talked about the best marketing tactics. So we always talk about different things on how to grow a business. And we would say like, oh, okay, for instance, Writesonic, which was an AI copy product, of how it would write our blogs for us in like 4 minutes or less, and it would be completely perfect for SEO and would have all the titles and everything, so that it saves us time. And we would say, if you want to check out Writesonic, check out the links below. And so if people use Writesonic while clicking our links, we would get a affiliate sale. So those are two great ways, and there's definitely more ways, and we'll go over them here in a second. But sponsorships can definitely be a great way to make money from a small podcast, and affiliate links for different products is another great way to make money from a small podcast.
And you're right, affiliate like marketing, obviously we talk about it in depth quite a lot on this podcast because it's the easiest business model to go with. But affiliate marketing links and being able to add like bonuses, etc., for like your loyal customers. So people who do watch your content and people who are watching this podcast, etc. Like we talk about ClickFunnels and Writesonic. Like within our like bonuses, we've got bonuses for ClickFunnels. So we give you an extra like 3.6K worth of bonuses just for signing up through our affiliate link. And there's a process for that, and I'll put that in the link below. And the same with Writesonic. I think the bonuses are like up to 1.6K. All these things help like propel your business even further forward than it already is going to be, just by using these softwares. So having that opportunity to build on and give your audience even more value for what obviously they'll be using, etc., is definitely a way of increasing your affiliate marketing sales. And there's so many different things you can be an affiliate marketer for, as we cover in previous podcasts. But like anything that you use or take a look at, like we spoke at Amazon Associates, softwares, like just go and type in the product and type in affiliate program and see in Google and see what comes out. And you'll be very surprised what you'll be able to monetize with your podcast. Like for instance, I use Captivate to schedule and push all my podcast episodes. And there's an affiliate link for that. And if you want to use Captivate and have a bit of a free trial on it, then there'll be a link below. Like all these different things that I use in my business on a daily basis, you'll be amazed how much you can make recurring income just by talking about them, because you use them anyway, so you clearly like them. And just let other people know as well.
And what's great about that is at that point, they become income producing assets, because not only are they helping you grow your business, but you're getting a referral fee from other people using it, which eliminates your expense in a sense from using that product. Because if you, I don't know, some products, if you don't actually have access to that product, then they'll cancel your affiliate commissions, depending on the product. I would say most products don't, but some do. So having products that you believe in, that you use in your business, and then you can refer to other people, it just becomes a income producing asset for you. Because like ClickFunnels, it's what, $200 or like $97 a month. And if you get like 3 sales, that expense goes away, because you can teach people how to use it. We're not going to go too deep into affiliate marketing. We definitely subscribe to the podcast because we talk about it quite a bit. We have all sorts of different episodes on affiliate marketing, but having those links in your podcast is a great way to build commissions from your podcast. But not only that, but you can also start building a list. I think we talk about how important an email list is and how it's pretty much the lifeblood of your company, besides recurring income or a continuity program. But having a small podcast where people can subscribe to your podcast for the latest details, to subscribe to your podcast for a newsletter, whatever that is, you are building a list so that you can sell to them later. It's what is that phrase where you build your pond before it's ready, build your well before
dig your well before it's thirsty.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what you want to do, is you're building that well so that you can have that list grow from your podcast so that you can sell them something down the road. And obviously some people might think that selling is a bad thing, but literally, like, you're being sold to every day. Like, why you bought a car to help you go to work is a good thing, like, because you need that car and you were sold that car. Buying a house because you need a place to live or rent is important because you were sold that house or that rental property or that rental. Or built using a software that is going to help you generate leads to make more money online is important, because if you don't have that, then you're not going to grow a business. So I think that I love being sold to, because we are a consuming economy and we are literally praised for how much we consume as individuals. The bigger the house, the nicer the car, the more vacations you go on to, is seen as a good thing. So I don't know why people think selling is bad, but it's definitely a good thing. So those 3 things I think are really great ways to make money with a small podcast. Is there any other ways you can make money with a podcast?
So you've got obviously your sponsorships, your affiliates, your list building is crucial, guys, because based on the fact that what we're talking about, obviously we can go create a mini course. Obviously by building that list, you can sell that mini course, etc. You can help people get into so many different things. But building that list is crucial, because if you think about it, a poor man's average is $1 per email subscriber per month that you should be able to generate. So however big that list is, you should be able to generate at least $1 per user. Now, I'm not going to say every one of those users is going to buy something for $1, but what it does do is that is the average. That's a poor man's average. So if you've got 1,000 people on your list, then you should be able to make $1,000 a month just from that list that you can grow with that podcast. And so obviously pushing people from your podcast to your list to then sell to on the back end. If you can get $2, $3, $4, per email subscriber, then from that, it's like that's $4,000 a month for that $1,000 list. That is probably one of the crucial things, because as you grow that list, you can push people back to the podcast, you can push people to a sponsor, you can push people to an affiliate marketing like offer or one of your own courses, or push people to your YouTube channel to grow that and monetize your YouTube channel as well. So you can get paid ads within your sponsors. They don't pay as much as like most do, but you can get paid ads like split into your podcast like throughout. And that's another way, once you get a little bit more traction, that you can put paid ads into your podcast as well. And if your podcast is on YouTube, again, once you're monetized on YouTube, you can put paid ads as well on front, middle, and back of that.
And Spotify does the same thing too. It's based on how many downloads you do a month. And it's just whatever the AdSense equivalent is to YouTube. Podcasts have them too on Spotify, on what is some of the other one? Anchor FM. So a lot of these different podcasts platforms have a way to monetize them through ad sponsorships that just get added to your actual podcast versus having to find sponsorships, having to deal with affiliate links, or even building a list. If you grow it big enough, you can get income from that. It's not going to be a lot at all, because there's a high supply of people doing podcasts, but not like it's 80-20 rule, right? Like 20% of the top earners in YouTube and in podcasting make 80% of the money generated from AdSense and all those different things. So it's important to have these other things in your podcast, in your small podcast, so that you can start making income from it. And then once you start getting monetized, that's just icing on the cake.
Oh, definitely. Looking at the sponsorships, the affiliates, the courses, all those different products that you can sell, that is where you're going to make your main income. The AdSense, as Brandon said, is literally the icing on the cake. Don't make that your primary source, because that leg will not hold that table up for long. So always add different legs and different income streams through those sponsorships, affiliate sales, courses, products, etc.
Yeah, and just to close, I'll give you an example. So with my YouTube channel, I have 5,000 subscribers and I make a couple $100s a month. It's very little. And so banking on growing on a podcast or a YouTube shouldn't be focused on the AdSense. It's having all those other links in there to give value to your audience, because the AdSense and the views and all that isn't going to make up what you can make up on these other forms of revenue generating assets, in a sense, sponsorships, affiliate marketing, and list building. So make sure that you are including those in your podcast to bring value to your audience, and have AdSense and the equivalents in the Spotify world as a way to add additional income down the road when you really get moving.
Perfect. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and staying to the end of this episode. If you've liked it, please obviously let us know, drop us a comment, please subscribe to the channel. It lets us know what content to create that helps you propel your passive business forward. Until next time, I'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.